Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here with some more Born of the Gods spoilers, and oh my gosh, we have so much awesomeness tonight. My brain is exploding out of my ears and my fingers, which doesn't make any sense, but wow, this is crazy. So we have tons of stuff to cover. Let's jump right into it. Just going to confirm that there will be no Monstrous in Born of the Gods. For those who are missing Monstrosity, it's not coming in this set. Nothing's going monstrous. Lots of things are being attributed, but nothing's going monstrous. So hopefully we'll see some variant of that come back in Journey to Nyx, because I was actually a big fan of that mechanic, but I see the limitations Tribute is taking the place of. We'll see how it works out. Start off quickly with Fateful Intervention, 2 and 3 green for a Centaur dude. Charging with a spear. It's instant speed. Put 2/3/3 green Centaur enchantment tokens into the battlefield. If it's your turn, you scry 2. So this seems to be a cycle, since we had a red card last night for the buy a box, and this card is the green version. Getting 2/3/3 green centaurs at instant speed is crazy good. The fact they're enchantments could also matter very much in a set that is enchantment, or going to be more enchantment focused on. And if it's your turn, you scry 2, which is great, but even 5 for 2, well, 5 for 6 power at instant speed is huge. The fact that green-white tokens is a thing, or could potentially be a thing, depending very much on the green-white god. I definitely could see this card being, definitely possible. Not, I wouldn't say constructed playable, but limited insane. This card could be very crazy and limited, and it could definitely see some constructed play, though not, I don't think, more than 1 or 2 of in a given deck, but it does fit the theme, and we'll have to see what the green-white god does before I can say more about it. Then we have here the artwork. We already talked about Silent Sentinel. The last art was horrible. This card looks much better, even though it's still not fantastic, but it's not a great, fantastic card, but this art is definitely a lot better. Then we have the black Eater of Hope instead of Devourer of Hope, so they got the correct translation this time. This art I don't think is as good as the other art personally. I would prefer the other one, but it still looks awesome. So not much else to say. Forge Stoker Dragon, again, art is new art versus the other one we saw yesterday. Basically the same. This one looks slightly more realistic. I love that this guy's head's like poking out like, I'm on fire, I'm on fire. And then the dragon's just roar. It's awesome. Great art. And then Epiphany Storm. This art is making my brain explode even further, but it is stuck on a generic boring common, which is sad because it's so epic. Enchant Creature Aura. Enchanted creature has tap 1 red, tap, discard a card, draw. I see what you did with Wizard. It's a tap ability, and that's going to work with Inspired. Except it's just not good enough. Maybe limited as an enabler if you have a lot of good Inspired stuff, but otherwise it's very bland and not going to see much play, which is sad given its awesome artwork. Foil, this will be gorgeous. Then we have the blue art for the Arbiter of Ideal. We've already seen the card, but this art looks very epic. I like the Sphinx-like feel to it, or Arbiter-like feel. Very, very cool. Then we have Kiora's Follower, and he's just like, yo, I am the new thing. And guess what, guys? He's freaking awesome. Seriously, the bears in the set are just unfair. It's green and a blue for a 2/2 merfolk. Untaps another, which is sad, but it's target permanent, which means that he is a land untapper. So not only does he enable Inspired, he also gives you ramp, and he's a good bear. Wow, this card could easily go into Prophet of Krufix decks that run shenanigans, and he is definitely constructed viable. I'm just, wow. Even though we're not getting, even though we need the green-blue god for it to be really out of this world, but whoa, this card seriously pushing some things. It's great, great bear, great uncommon. Then we have Hero of Iroas. He's 1 and a white for a human soldier, and even though it's Iroas, except he's not Iroas. Iroas is not in this set, very sadly. He is a human soldier that makes your aura spells you cast 1 colorless less to cast, which is important to note because Bestow are auras, which means your Bestow abilities are cheaper. I also think, I could be wrong, I'll append the video if I'm wrong, but I think these guys stack. So if you have 2 of them in play, I believe your aura spells cost 2 less to cast, which is crazy. We needed cards like this to make Bestow really constructed viable, and I think if we have some stuff like him, it could very well be. Heroic is whenever you cast a spell that targets Hero of Iroas, he gets a 1/1 counter. So not only does he make your stuff cheaper, but the more stuff you give him, the more powerful he becomes. Very, very cool card. I love him. He is very strong, constructed, viable. I would definitely see him pushing Bestow, and we really need that to make Bestow possible. So thank you, Wizards, for printing a useful, awesome, human Bestow enabling not Iroas, but Hero of Iroas dude. Okay. Then we have a Mythic, and it's Flame Wreathed Phoenix, which is stupid because it makes no sense. Phoenix is Flame Wreathed. That's what a Phoenix is. Why are you doing stupid things, Wizard? Anyway, looks it's setting these curtains on fire with its tail. It's awesome. Even though the title is ridiculous. The name. 2 and 2 red for a Phoenix. Flying. Tribute. 2 for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, if tribute was not paid, it gains haste, and whenever this creature dies, returns its owner's hand. Okay, so this is a situation of tribute being utterly unfair. It's 4 for a 3/3 flying that has haste and returns to its owner's hand whenever it dies. Or it's 4 for a 5/5 flying. Okay, so this is a case where tribute makes you win either which way. Your opponent has really no option here. They either give you a nice flyer for 4 that comes back to your hand for card advantage long term, so for red deck wins, that's awesome, or they get a huge flying creature in red. This card is serious business, guys. Serious. Think of this. You have Domri into Flame Wreath into Storm Breath. I know that's Christmas land, but seriously, guys, this card is very, very powerful. It's seriously powerful, and I could definitely see it seeing play in mono red or even black red, maybe aggro. Very strong mythic. Then we have Mogis, God of the Slaughter. And I'm just going to talk in this epic voice because I don't know how else to talk about him. He is so cool. Oh my gosh. 2 and a black and a red for a 7/5 enchantment god. Indestructible Minotaur. Except he's not a Minotaur, he's a god, but you know what I mean. As long as your devotion to black and red is less than 7, he isn't a creature. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, he deals 2 damage to that player unless he or she sacrifices a what? What? I think my chin is drooling on my computer. This is ridiculous. You get a 7/5 creature for 4 mana in a format that supports Rakdos aggressive decks. This is utterly unfair. This card is so good. It's just insane. They made sure he's not a Minotaur though, because you don't want him working with Minotaur themes. But the fact is, each opponent's upkeep, so he's a multiplayer crazy card for EDH potentially, even though 2 damage isn't all that crazy, but I'm sure long term this guy could definitely, you can make a deck that works around him. The fact that he forces your opponent to sacrifice a creature or take 2 damage every single turn, yeah, his power level, he's not Perforos, but he definitely fits the deck that he needs to fit in, and he's just so epic. Everything about him screams epic. And yeah, he's black-red. He's basically a stacks creature that burns if you don't. He either stabs your creature or stabs you, and that's how he rolls. Awesome, awesome guy. Seriously, this guy is definitely constructed, viable. Like, yeah, buy some now, guys. Anyway, these are the spoilers for tonight. Mogis ending off in the God of Slaughtering. And let me know your comments about all these spoilers down below in the comments section. Tap that like button if you don't want Mogis coming after you because he's got that look in his eye. And otherwise, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the new spoilers. I'll be keeping you guys updated on everything. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.